Hi, my name is Angie, and I'm the creator and host of Show Face to Face. The reason why I decided to introduce this concept, this platform, is because growing up in an Asian household with my mom and my dad, it was a very challenging one. Without getting to full detail and diving in, which you will get to explore with me, I definitely will touch base and get more specific with the experiences I had growing up. Um, you know, for me, growing up in that kind of household was very confusing. My dad was very angry, and my mom was very submissive. So the relationship between the two that were displayed to me was not the ideal relationship that growing up now as an adult, looking back at it, is something that I would want in my life. And unfortunately, in some of my relationships and my experiences, even with friends, I learned to be passive aggressive because I learned to internalize my emotions and not process them up front, not process them when they came to the surface in the moment. And I would stuff it down and stuff it down. And it came to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. And then I would explode, just like my dad. Very passive aggressive, but with him, it was explosive at all times, yelling almost every single day, yelling at my mom, saying, how stupid she is, or he couldn't handle his stress. And every time he was stressed, which was very often, he would take it out on my mom and I. So, as a young child, for me, it was very confusing and it was very frustrating and angering. It created me to rebel. When I got old enough, I fought back, I argued, I was an emotional wreck, and I thought I was going crazy. And my mom, with her and her upbringing, what I realized is that she was an unwanted child, unfortunately, and she was pushed to the side, felt very invisible and unloved. So when she had me, number one, she also was told by her doctor that she was not able to conceive. She had 8 miscarriages before she had me, and when she had me, she was 5 months pregnant in and not knowing she was pregnant because every single month she was having her period. So for me, I was a miracle. I am a miracle child. And she told me this growing up, but because of the way my household was and things always being very shaky, my parents did not have a lot of wealth. They were very, very hardworking entrepreneurs. I always saw that in them. And a lot of times we struggled, and a lot of times it was very difficult to know how our future would look. And of course, being a young kid, I would see my friends' families and I would compare, how come their lives are like this and ours is not? And even in the culture itself, right? Again, we'll dive deeper into what I experienced growing up, the narratives that shaped who I am, who I was, and who I've become. I've come a very long way, and this is why now I've decided to take this project on, to be a voice for those without voices, to shed light into areas that were very, very confusing and one could not even come to understand. And once I was able to understand it better was when I could finally start to heal and also see the way that my own behavioral patterns were affecting the life that I wanted to live. So it came a point where I had to take responsibility and ownership of of my own actions. Just because I grew up a certain way doesn't mean that I should choose to live that way. And I mean, if I do choose to live that way, then I better be ready for the consequences that are to come. And if I don't want those results, well, then I have to do something about it. I cannot blame what has happened to me because of my parents. At the end of the day, what I've realized is that both my parents have done their best. And even though their best may not have been, um, necessarily the most healthiest for me, it has also still got me very far, and I'm very grateful for it. And I better understand them, so I don't have to judge them anymore, and I can let go of the shame. I can let go of the guilt, and I can let go and forgive my own self of not knowing what was better than what I was taught and what I've learned, what I've witnessed. So I bring you show face to face because it is a revealing of who we are instead of hiding of who we are, stepping into our authentic selves and our truths, and being the author of our lives. For me, it's always a choice. For you, for everybody, it's a choice. Where you're at in your life, what you want to do. Yes, life will, throw lemons at you, but you make the most out of it. And you better make some damn good lemonade. So here I am to share my journey, my experiences, the things I've learned along the way, and I'm still learning at the end of the day. That's why I'm here, so we can bridge together the community, and we can start to fill in the gaps and fill in the spaces that, kind of got lost in translation, to better understand the pain and suffering that our parents went through and their parents went through, and on and on and on. Back in history, where so much violence, so much pain, so much just, things that are different than today's world right now. Now we've evolved, and there's a lot more acceptance, and still we face racism, we still face ignorance, we still face judgment, we still face all these things that keep us divided and small. And it's time for us to rise above the noise and really make a difference, and really, own our humanity, our human rights to be who we want to be, and to just live the life that we've always dreamed of, regardless of our imperfections. We get to be compassionate, not just to each other, but with ourselves. We're all human. We're all trying to do our best here. And, let's just do what we can to make this world a better place, because God knows, the universe knows, we need it more than ever before. Thank you so much.